What's going on, MFs? Welcome back to the Snake Pit. This is episode 180. Today's guest is T Stackz. We talked about his new album that he just dropped called Pain Is Real. And I think we had a good time. You know, we kind of got into the nitty gritty of all of it and what his process was like recording it and kind of how he's trying to get it out there and get people to listen to it. So if you could, on all major streaming platforms, give it a listen. Give this episode a listen. Give this episode a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribing on the Snake Pit YouTube channel is absolutely free. It's easy and it's the best way you can support us here. Other than that, please continue to rate, review, subscribe, comment, everything. We need interactions. Also, I have a Patreon. It's a $5 a month tier where I do a cooking show called Jump in the Fryer. That has gotten up and running. I think I'm in episode 5 now. I have a new podcast out called Pirate Radio. That's with me, Chris Vargas, Swagadelic, and Bradley Garcia. That is his own separate entity. And then Jennifer has her podcast, Lords of Film. That has gotten up and running. We just did an episode called... We just did episode 7 with a movie called X, which is an A24 film. If you know about it, it's great. I highly recommend going and checking out this episode. And I still do On the Road here every now and then, so be on the lookout for all of that. But we have merch, and I think we're going to have new merch coming out very soon, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you, guys, and I appreciate everything. All the likes, reviews, subscribes, and listens you guys given us. Thank you so much.
We are here.
Finally getting this one going, man. I appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. What's going on, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
My name is T Stackz. I am a newly emo/punk artist. Used to be rap, switched the genre, so.
Oh, you switched?
I did.
Okay, man. Tell me about that. I like the emo and the punk stuff, man. I love it. I'm interested in it.
So basically, I used to trap, used to do all dumb shit. I used to do a bunch of shit, so that's what I rapped about. That's what I like to make the music about, because that's what I was doing. But probably November, December last year, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do that shit no more. I kind of want to do a different move away from doing dumb shit because I want to blow up with my music. And I feel like having shit that can hold me back and make me not be able to do that because I'm in jail or I'm doing this or doing that, you know, I can't really grow like I wanted to. So I've always dealt with depression. I've always dealt with anxiety. So that's I had music like that too that I didn't really push too much because I didn't think that was what I wanted to do. And then finally I did this album. I made like 2 songs. I was like, damn, like I fucking like this shit. Like it just made me, like, it gave me a whole new atmosphere when I'm in the studio. Like I'm pouring my heart out on the shit. So it meant more to me. It meant something to be able to speak to people and have them like grow from my music as well. Like know that they're not alone in dealing with the pain and the depression that they had to deal with. So
if I could ever speak on any of that, I will say it's harder for me to relate to, like you're saying, that the trap shit. Almost.
Yeah.
You lose me when you start talking that shit. I'm like, so yeah, what was I saying? I relate more to like, well, no, the trap shit is just, I think it's unrelatable for a lot of people.
It is. Yeah, I do feel that too. Like the only people that can relate to that shit, truly relate to that shit. Cause you got a lot of people that think they relate to that shit, but truly to relate to that shit, you had to been in that life. You had to know what that struggle is and what it means to have to do something that you probably shouldn't do, but you have to do because you got to get somewhere. You got to make that money. You got to pay your bills in some way. That growing up, I really didn't learn kind of how to do anything else, but I was good at that. So, you know, like, but that's not, it's not something someone can relate to easily. It's not something that, especially I feel like and this might be controversial, but as a white artist, I feel like it's a lot harder to try to blow up in trap music because it's like cultural appropriation. Like that's kind of what I feel like the world sees as, whether that's what you're doing or not. As a white artist, first you're coming into a rap genre that's not a white genre anyways, and then you're trying to take over the trap shit, and that's just not a lane that you can really, you know what I mean? So
Did you receive some backlash like that?
In the beginning I did, but then I guess when people realized that I wasn't speaking bullshit. Like I wasn't lying on what I was doing. Like it wasn't like I was just like, oh, let me come out here and act like I'm doing something that I'm not. So I guess like once people realize, okay, he is doing that shit, then it was kind of like they backed off of me a little bit. and I got to be more free with what I did. And even like my first show, like everybody loved the fucking songs when we went out there and did, I think it was Get This Started and Real Recognize, like real rap songs that I made, and everybody loved it. But like after my first 2 shows, I was like, I don't really want to do that shit no more. Like it's not my atmosphere. I didn't even like being at the show around everybody. Like I just was like, nah, I'm good.
Or these like the shows at like the Culture Lounge and shit?
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Like that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to go be around a bunch of everybody's fucked up. You're not even really paying attention to the show anyways. It's really just like you're going there in an atmosphere to get fucked up because everybody's rapping about the shit anyways. So I feel like that's just like the mood that was set. Like you're gonna go in here and everybody's gonna be talking about trap shit and you're gonna be smoking weed, you're gonna be getting high.
Well,
like,
you get high in that motherfucker, I tell you.
Yeah,
that.
you get high even if you're not smoking.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You get buzzed just walking in that bitch. Man.
Like I had people come to have their kids at that first show. They had their kids with them. They're like 14, 15 years old and it's all smoked out and they didn't want to come back. Like, so I was like, you know what? Like, I want my fans to want to come to my shows and stay at my shows and feel my shit and want to be there and like the atmosphere that's going on. So
this is what made you transition a little bit.
It's just really just looking at everything. I took a step back. I was just like, man, like I was having fun. And then I did my shows and I was like, it's not really fun to me anymore. And I think the only show I had fun at was there was one at Tech that I did, and I did more of my emo and my sad songs, and everybody loved that shit. Like when I walked off stage, like, hey, T Stackz, that shit was dope, like this and that. And everybody was waving their hands and getting crunk with me and Wits up on the stage. And I was like, damn, like this is way more lit than doing the trap show that I thought would be lit as fuck going up in there. And so I just, it was just more so looking at everything. And I was like, you know what? I can't go anywhere. Not in Lubbock, not with what I was doing. Everybody hates too much on that shit too. Like, and once I switched genres, the hate stopped. People, hey bro, what are you doing to do this? Oh shit, bro, I saw your TikTok was doing good. How can I do that? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like it opened up doors too. People stopped hating on me because I wasn't taking over their genre, I guess. And so emo genre is not a big genre in Lubbock. Not very many people do that shit either. So that's another thing. I was like, well, if I can be the best emo artist in Lubbock and I'm only competing against 10 or 15 artists versus 75, 80 artists that are doing trap shit, it's a no-brainer, you know?
Right, I feel you.
So yeah.
Can you explain to me and other people out there what is an emo artist? What does that mean?
So the connotation around emo has always, I mean, people know from high school, like if someone was emo, like that was like a downer to somebody. But really, to me, what an emo artist is an emotional artist, someone who deals with depression, someone who deals with their emotions on a daily basis. They have all these things that are flooding them that is not really that common.
Let's see. Emo is a rock genre characterized by an emphasis on emotional expression, sometimes through confessional lyrics. Yes. That's what Google says.
Yes.
So it's considered rock, you would say?
Yeah. So, well, you have emo rap.
Okay.
You have emo rock. You have punk rock. You have different pop punk. You got all the different ones. But like, I guess my genre would, for the emo part of my music, it would be emo rap, I guess, because I do more of like lyricism and try to, focus on that more than like rock, where I'm not really going hard. I'm not doing a lot of screamo lyrics. I'm not like, you know what I mean? I'm not like, I guess, emo. It's just more like an emo rapper.
It's not instrumental. It's still rapping.
Yes. Yeah. It's still going on an instrumental. I'm not going and getting a band. Not yet. I've looked into that,
cool.
but right now I don't really know any bands. I'm still new at it. I'm still learning the genre. Like when I wrote this album, I don't think people understand the difference between writing a rap song, like a regular true rap, the true genre of rap, and then going and writing an emo rap song or a punk song or a rock song. Is the lyricism, the words, and the wordplay you use is so much different. And you really have to think, like, if I'm writing the song and I want to speak to my fans, my lyrics can't just be generic. They can't just be rhyming. You have to tell them a story. Like emo music, you're telling a story. With rap music, you're telling a story kind of to me, but like it's everyone can't relate to that. Everyone deals with depression, whether it be on a small scale or a big scale, whether they want to admit it or not. Everybody has emotions and things that they have to deal with, whether someone dies, whether it's just a hard day. So that's where I feel like emo music is just more in depth. You really have to focus like, okay, if I'm writing this song, I'm going to spend the time to make sure every lyric that I put on this song is going to speak to the next person that listens to it. That it's got to be broad enough that everybody can listen to it, but also direct enough that you're trying to hit the people you want to hit with your music. So it's a lot. It's a real study. Like it, and even like I got a big feature on this album from a dude named Spaceman Zach. and he's verified and everything else.
I remember you
and,
telling me about that, and I looked him up.
Yeah, he's who I kind of really got my biggest motivation from. Like probably like 2 years ago, Wits turned me on to Spaceman Zach, and I heard the first song from him, and I was like, oh, like this man really is onto something here. Like it wasn't like don't get me wrong, I love Lil Peep, but like everybody tries to compare him to Lil Peep.
Oh, I was gonna bring up Lil Peep.
Yeah, but his music is more of like not Lil Peep, but Spaceman Zach's music is more like the punk style. So it's more really in depth. Like there's no mumbling of lyric. Like he's really speaking to you. Like you listen to the song, you're like, damn, like I feel that. Like, I feel that hard.
Would you or even this guy say like, yo, we're inspired by Lil Peep? Was there something?
I don't know. I think that he would say that Lil Peep is a lot of his inspiration. Yeah, I would say. I don't know him on a personal level, but looking at his music, his look and everything, I would say, yeah, probably a little bit of Lil Peep inspiration. And me, Juice WRLD, Lil Peep, X. I really liked X music.
We don't have this podcast out yet, but we were talking about those three guys got brought up. I really like that music.
It really is. It's different. It's different. And a lot of everybody loved X.
Yeah.
People that loved the real hard trap music, they loved X. Everybody really fucked with that music. And I feel like him and Juice WRLD brought that shit up. Like Lil Peep was there, but Juice WRLD and X really made that shit, I feel like, go hard. Like Juice WRLD music, everybody loves Juice WRLD. I don't care who you are, you love Juice WRLD. Like that man had something that when you listen to his music, you felt something different. You know what I mean? So I like that kind of music. I don't really fuck with I listen to trap music. Don't get me wrong. I love DaBaby. I love all them rappers, but it's something different. When I'm in my feels or I'm just not having a good day and I listen to some emo music, I'm like, all right, somebody else out there is dealing with some of the same shit that I am.
Yeah, I feel you. I haven't found words to describe it, but I like it too. Yeah. I don't know. I have a weird relationship with it. I like to play it. I don't play it all the time, but when I do play it, I really enjoy listening to it.
I wish that I could play guitar and I can play piano a little bit. I love guitar, electric guitars, and the steel guitar, just the vibes of a music. Taking a violin, throwing it in there, and making it sound real cool. It's just different. I feel like it's just the beats are different. Yeah, it's not. I don't even know how to. I can't even put it into words, but it's different. It's a whole different experience for sure.
Are you still with Wits and all that?
Yeah. That's still my sole studio. That's who I did all my videos from. Except, hopefully, now I got some shit that's going on, but hopefully I was trying to get towards the end of the year, I was going to buy a video from Spaceman Zach's videographer. And he's really good, professional quality video that I was going to get to. But other than that, yeah, Wits is solely my studio. And I even tell people when I drop music, it's dropped out of 444 Studios as my label. That's why I got the tattoo and everything else too. No. So that was kind of one thing that I told Wits, I was going to help him push his label. And anytime that I drop music, everything was going to be through him. I was going to let people know that's where they need to go. And so, yeah, I don't go hang out a whole lot anymore because I got a girlfriend. And that also is why I stepped out of music and shit too, because I had to take a step back because I was on drugs real bad too. On top of doing the other shit, I was a drug addict. I was bad drug addict. And I met my girl and got away from that shit too. And that's also what leaned me more towards emo music, because I was able to feel my feelings instead of masking them with all these drugs. And that's why I was rapping about the other shit. I didn't have no more feelings. I hated the world. I was mad. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to be numb all the time. And then I was able to feel, and it really opened up my music, I think, too. So
yeah, once you start feeling and you try to deal with those feelings, it's music that's how you express it.
It's getting me out. Yeah, it gets me out of the struggle. When I'm feeling down, I go write a song. I go sit down and write it. Even if I don't release that song, it's written down. Say, hey, these are my feelings. I don't need to be going and doing drugs because I can just pour it out and let the fans.
You don't have any because it is even here doing this. Is it difficult for you to be true to your feelings when you say it like in a lyric or something, being real? Or you're fuck it, I'll tell you.
So me personally, I've never really been the shy type when it comes to how I'm feeling. I could be in the middle of a party and I might start crying just because I'm dealing with some shit. So I've never really been the type to hide my feelings more so. I think it just took some time, to not be numb to be able to truly write. But no, now I think I'm really real with how, there's a song I wrote for my mom that really expresses how I'm feeling. I'm not okay. You know what I mean? And I think it helps me more to do that. So no, I don't really hide it. I think it's a little easier, honestly, to talk it out rather than hold it in all the time. So
it's not good holding that shit.
Yeah, it just eats at you all the time.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm learning as I grow older, is to feel like you're right. Sometimes I will just fucking cry. It's good to cry. You need to cry.
I feel like a lot of men too, like that's like, I feel like women cry a lot, but men, it's just like you're told your whole life, oh, you got to be a man. Oh, you can't be crying. You got to be strong. You can't be, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, I feel like it is harder. And when you grow up and you got all these pain and problems you're dealing with, I feel like that's why a lot of people turn to drugs, you know, you can't hate on somebody that turned to something that they're trying to help themselves. You know what I mean? At the same time, like you have to realize, I guess, as an adult that you do have to deal with that shit, and not everybody knows how to do that. So that's also with my music. Like that's what I tell people all the time. Like I'm hoping my music can get somebody to be able to understand that it's okay to feel those things. So like emo and this kind of what? Yeah. That I think that genre that's what it's supposed to force. Yeah. It's supposed to show people that you're not alone in the problems that you're facing. That it's okay. That it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to know that you have problems that you're dealing with. So it is okay to be sad. That's a hard one too. It is. Dealing with that right there. So tell me about this album you dropped, man. So, like I said, about November, December last year, I started the album. I had like 3 songs done. I kind of stepped back from music. I didn't work on it for a little bit. And then Witz kind of was like, bro, are you going to get in the studio anytime soon? So I found a producer. Goes by VE Beats. He produces for Spaceman Zach a lot. And I accidentally stumbled upon him and he sent me one beat. And I sat on the couch and wrote that song in like 2.5, 3 hours. I think it was my mom's song. And I went over there and recorded it that day. And immediately I was back in it. And so I started working. I got 3 more songs done. So I had a 7-song list. I was trying to get some other shit. I was trying to get other features and stuff on it. So it took me a while to drop it. But once I really got everything done, I hit up Spaceman Zach, found out the feature cost, took 2 or 3 months, saved up for that, paid that shit off, and then kind of went from there. And it's kind of been a journey. Like, I had to get cover art. I started learning really the inside outs of the business side of music, like how much everything costs, what it really costs to be an artist. Because really. You went, so this was like a professional ass. Yeah, shit. Like this album, there's some songs that are on SoundCloud only because I could not buy the beats. Like the beats were already sold. Oh. But at the beginning, yeah, it was going to be, I've already spent, even with the songs I released, I think like $4,200 getting everything ready. I got publishing on one of my songs. I have copyrighted for the song that was Spaceman Zach. It's copyrighted. If anybody uses my lyrics or anything else, I get paid. I'm monetized on TikTok because I've been pushing the album through it. Just a lot of cool things that I've really been doing with the album. Like the cover art that I got was with this big agency. They have like 30,000 followers. They posted me on there. They taught me kind of what I needed to do to get the album cover ready. So I've really been learning. That's what I think this album was me switching genres. I wanted it to be professional. I wasn't dropping anything without knowing it was done. I made Witz mix and master my song probably 10 times before I was happy with it. Like, so yeah, this album was a lot. It was really eye-opening for me to learn how to be a real artist and to know that there's more to music than just putting songs out, you know? So that's what I think this album's really cool. It's called Pain Is Real. Yeah, we're looking at it right there. Okay, yeah. It's called Pain Is Real. The song list is kind of set up in a way to grab your feelings and keep you going. So the first song is my mom's song. That's kind of leads you into how I'm feeling. And then it goes Take Me with Witz, and then Never Changing with Zach. And then the other ones are on SoundCloud. So that's Hear Me Out, Bitch You Wrong, Misfit, and Find My Way are the other 4 songs. And yeah, every song is kind of a journey. When you're listening to the album, that's kind of how I made it. It didn't work because of Spotify, but if you go to SoundCloud and listen, it's really taking you through a journey of my feelings and how I feel and what I'm wanting to change about that. So Spotify wouldn't let you like use those last? Yeah, because they're not owned. Okay. You have to. Well, I could have, but then if the beat producer found that beat or found my song, then I could be sued for that. Like, oh shit. Yeah. So that's other stuff that I learned. Like I used to just drop shit. Like I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't buying the beat and dropping the shit on YouTube, wherever the hell. And I'm gonna make money on it if I can. Like, you know, but now I've learned like you can't just do that. Like I had to really go look, find the beats. If I couldn't buy them, cool, I got to drop them on SoundCloud. But everything else, like the beats alone, just on those 3, I think I spent $300, and I only own one of them. So like, what when you said you're monetizing on TikTok? Yeah. What does that mean? How do you do that? So you have to push. Obviously, you have to push your shit. But the goal to get monetized, you have to have 1,000 followers minimum. you have to have within 1,000 streams within 3 days. You have to have 1,000 views on your videos. I forget the other one. Oh, and you have to post, I think, 3 videos in 3 days or something like that. And all that has to come together, and then you can get monetized. But it took me, month like 6 of working my TikTok to finally get there. Like, and I barely am at 1,000. I think I'm like 1,100 or something. But yeah, you have to meet a lot of goals. But that doesn't mean I'm going to make a bunch of money. It just means that I have the potential for some of my videos
dancing behind with your music, you get the money. Is that how that works? Or
I don't know yet. I'll be honest. I just got monetized today, so I haven't looked into it yet. But I know that
just sounds exciting.
It is exciting. It was really cool to see like that was all I was trying to get. Like, I've been pushing my TikTok so hard, going live, doing everything. It's a hassle. Like, I get mad because I'll go look at a video until like 100 views, and after a day and a half, I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Like, listen to my damn video. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I know that you have to get 10,000 followers, I think, for someone to use your video and you get paid for it.
Oh, okay.
Is I think what it is. So like right now I'm in the base of monetization. So I have a chance to probably make 10 cents a video, which is still something. Like I always say, like, if I make 5 cents, I'm a paid artist. I don't care what anybody says. I got paid. So
I feel that, dude.
So but yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's kind of exciting. I'm gonna look into it more, but that's where we're at right now. But
how are you pushing your? I need to do more on TikTok. How are you like getting followers?
Money, and not buying followers, but like you have to push. You have to either hit up other TikTok, like famous TikTok artists, say, hey, can you use my song? Can I pay you? Do you put my song in one of your videos? Like stuff like, you have to really go out. You have to work. Like I put probably 20 hours a week into looking into where I can get playlisting, where I can do this, where I can do that. How can I get my copyrights? Like all of that shit that you have to really dive into as an artist that I feel like a lot of artists don't get. Like I feel like a lot of artists think you have to, let me just drop 600 videos.
Well,
and
we've had a few artists here release their shit, and I've never heard all this side of the whole.
Yeah.
You know,
they don't talk about it. That's the thing is I want
them to.
This is what I feel like it is. And I even get slack when I talk about it. Like when I go say I promoted the video, everybody's like, why are you telling everybody you promoted the video? Because how else are you going to get noticed?
Yeah.
You're just going to drop a video and everybody's like, oh my God, this dude's fucking big. Like, no, nobody's going to fuck with you just because you have good music. You have to make them want to fuck with you. Like TikTok even says like, people are going to scroll past your video unless you have something to grab their attention right away. You have to learn that like it's a process. You have to either put money into it or you got to have the best equipment on the market or whatever, but you have to learn how to market yourself because an artist doesn't get big by just dropping music. And I feel like a lot of artists think that because other artists don't talk about it. Even these big artists, they're not big because they just have the best music in the world. They're big because they put the money into it. They put the time into it. They're dropping videos every week. They're doing TikToks every day. I know people that drop 6 videos a day on TikTok because it really says like for the.
So how do you market yourself on there? Like besides, you know, how you said like paying people, like what kind of content are you doing on TikTok?
So there's one video I did that's like a skit. A lot of artists will do skits where you're like in the studio and you kind of go and like you have your producer go with you and you kind of do a thing. Like, hey, bro, I have this beat I kind of want to hop on, but most likely your song's either already done or you at least recorded it so it sounds professional, but you get on there and you kind of like, I'm on the mic right now and you live do it so everybody can see, okay, this is me in the studio. I'm showing you the process. So videos like that. Also, I've done videos where you like ride in the car and you're showing the people your music in the car and you're saying, hey, you'll go rock with my shit. It's really just engagement. Like you have to show your fans that you're not just putting content out, you're engaging with them. You're doing shit to bring them in. Like, hey, I made this song. It's about my mom. Like the song, I would describe my songs to them. Like, hey, this video is just to let you know what this song's about. Let me break it down for you. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of like really, and it's trial and error. Not every video that you drop is going to do good. I know some of the famous TikTokers that drop a video and it still only does 1,000 views. Mm-hmm. So it's really just like it's kind of harsh, but you have to grab people's attention at the beginning. You have to do shit that they're going to want to listen to. Like, why do they want to listen to you? You have good music. Okay, that's one thing. But what makes them want to stay listening to your music? Are you engaging with them? Are you showing them that you're not just an artist? You want to get to know your fans? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like a lot of artists make music and they get all these fans. Oh, I have 20,000 fans. How many of them do you know? How many have you talked to? How many have you connected
That's what I was going to say is like, I would think like besides like collaborating or like doing like promotional videos, it would also be smart, like as an artist, like the people that I follow on TikTok, I really like them because they are like personable, or they like show their personality, or they post like day to day about themselves, or they kind of like let themselves be like known, not necessarily always like on an emotional level, but just like, hey, this is my fucking day, or this is get ready with me, or you know, whatever. So it's like, you know, whenever they do go through those things of like being open about whatever they deal with, you know, it's almost like more personal in that sense.
You know that they are really care about who they're dealing with.
Yeah, so it's like, have you like, is your content kind of like that as well, or are you going to?
It's getting there. That? It's getting there. Yeah, I'm learning. It's still really hard. Like I get nervous. I'm not very like, I probably sound more confident than I am right now because it's just us three in here. Mm-hmm. But I'm very nervous and a very shy person when it comes to trying to like talk to people. But the other day I did my first response video to a comment and kind of let them know like, hey, dude, like I really fucking love that y'all are interacting with me. I like that you're coming on here and liking my video. And I kind of tell them, like, I can't do this without y'all. Like, I let my fans know, like, there's no artist, there's no T Stackz without the fans. Mm-hmm. I'm not an artist if I don't have anybody that I can engage with, that I can talk to, that I can share my day to day like that. Mm-hmm. So I have done a couple. I always post my girlfriend. I always let everybody know, hey, this is my life. This is what I'm doing. Like, I love her. When I go on trips with her, like anything, like I share my life as much as I can without giving too much away, I guess, because I know you still have to have a little bit of yourself to yourself. But yeah, I do try to engage and talk to the fans. And I go also talk to other artists, or I'll go on somebody's page that I want to interact with because I like their stuff. Hey, dude, I really like your music. Like, or like even like content creators that do like day-to-day life videos. I'll talk to them and kind of get, you know, feedback on stuff. Anybody that comments on my stuff too, I try to go talk to in their DMs. I'll go hit them up. Hey, I really like that you commented. Can you talk to me about how you feel about the music? How are you doing? So I haven't done a lot of content talking to my fans, but I do try to go talk to people in the DMs and try to interact with people as much as I can to let them know that I'm not just dropping music to drop music.
Yeah, I feel like that shit'll go a long ways, man. Like you're saying, I'm just thinking because a lot of people just drop music. Like you're saying, I'm realizing that now that we're speaking to you about all this, I'm just like, the more effort you put in, I guess the more you're going to get out of it. The more
especially effort and the more time.
Like guys like us, because we're at the beginning of it. I guess once you break that threshold, you might not have to do it so much.
Yeah, I feel like once you hit a 20,000 fans that are really engaged in your music, you probably don't have to drop as much content.
Yeah.
And you probably don't have to it's probably harder, and maybe not have to, but it's probably harder to interact with fans when you have 20,000 people. But I still think no matter what, you still have to be somewhat personable, or people are not going to want to keep rocking with you because they don't know how to relate to someone that isn't relatable.
Yeah. So, man, dang. So this has all just kind of been trial and error?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. And I tell people all the time because people look at my stuff and they're like, dang, bro, like your stuff's doing pretty good. How do you do that? I'm like, bro, I just trial and error all day. Like today I posted 2 videos. One of them flopped, so I deleted it. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to hide that. I deleted it. It flopped. I didn't want to put it on there. It did like 2 views. Like, you know what I mean? So like, it's just trial and error. You have to try. You can't ever go anywhere if you don't try to do new stuff. And I feel like a lot of people, maybe not just artists, but people are scared to kind of try a new thing because they don't want to fail at it. But I feel like you can't ever grow if you don't fail. Too. That's kind of my mindset. I go on. I fail all the time on my TikTok. The beginning, like it took 3 months to get over 100 followers, and then once I got over 100, I'm not
even over 100. I need to get there.
Like I grew from 170 to 1,000 in 2.5-3 months. Like after that first 3 months, like I got to 170 and it plateaued. Couldn't get anybody, and then finally it started growing. And then one of my videos did 11,000 views on TikTok, and I think it got like 2,000 or 3,000 likes. And so that video kind of went, but then after that, it's still been slow again. Like I'm still having to trial and error. I'm still having to try new things. So,
yeah, that bumpy, like that up and down shit, man.
It's nerve wracking.
It is.
It makes you want to stop sometimes too. And I feel like a lot of artists do like, fuck that. I'm not going to push it no more. Like I'm done. But you can't go anywhere if you don't fail and try again. Because somebody's going to like it. Eventually, you're going to catch the niche of people that really like your music and really connect with what you're doing. And it resonates.
So when did you drop this album?
February 22nd, 2/22 of 22.
Oh damn, that's cool.
I did that one on purpose.
And so how long did it take from start to finish to drop that album?
7.5 months.
And that was like what was like the inception of it? What made you like want to? You're like, is it time for an album? Like,
so yeah, I don't think I've ever really dropped, and I guess it's not even considered an album because of time, but like I've never dropped a collection of music before ever. I've never done that.
Oh, okay.
And some of the songs that were on the album that are only on SoundCloud, I made those a month before I started the album. So they were older songs and I put them in there because I really wanted a collection. I'm going into this genre new. So I felt like I had to put the best shit out that I could put out to let people know, hey, I'm new to this genre, but I promise y'all I'm going to do my best to connect with y'all just as much as everybody else. So that's kind of why I did the album. It was just more so like I needed a good amount of music to start in this genre.
Do you have any like plans to do live events with this album?
I want, like, you mean like go do a performance?
Yeah, go perform it.
I have been looking. I can't find an emo niche to go perform with. Like Previs is trying to. Studio 4?
Studio 4.
Okay.
Where's Studio 4?
Young Crybaby.
Oh. Duh.
Okay.
Fuck.
I'll look into that. Yeah, because I've been looking. I've been trying to get shows, but like
Studio 4, Alpha Savage, Ezavelli.
Alpha hasn't told me anything. He said he hasn't found any shows recently.
Okay, so
no, I'm just saying like those are just cool people to like work with.
Oh yeah. I like Alpha. I'm supposed to work with him.
You ever go to the like First Friday Art Trail or any of that shit?
I haven't been out, to be honest with you. I haven't left my house and done anything in like 9 months.
well, maybe you should go check that out because they have like it's called it's Studio 4. It's in that and it's open mic and you just go and I don't know how exactly it works, but I'm sure if you
I'll be down to do that. I think the reason I stopped doing music is because of the Culture Lounge, and not anything against the Culture Lounge. It's just like that wasn't my atmosphere.
I get you.
And so I haven't, but I do. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that.
Young Crybaby's kind of into that stuff too.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Yeah, like I mean,
my bad.
She's also like an emo like rapper and stuff like that, like an emo musician.
Oh, it's a female artist.
Yes.
Oh, that's always cool.
There. And
it's like a live-in studio.
CASP is like a block of studios that they like house local artists, whether it's like leathersmiths or is that a word?
Leathersmith, yeah. Okay. We would do that.
Musicians or whatever. And she's one of them. She's a musician that's housed there, but she's also an artist and she's a model. And she's doing a lot of cool shit, but she does plug and play. That's what she calls it. So she'll have a live band playing, whether it's jazz or rock or punk, and the only rule is for you to go up and freestyle.
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
really cool. And she has like really cool events.
The podcast we have to release before this one with Ezavelli, he's into that shit too. He's like, he called himself a pop artist, right?
Yeah.
Like a pop punk or something like that.
Pop punk.
That's what he said. I was like, oh, man.
Pop punk is a cool genre. I can't make that. I've tried. Like I've tried so many genres when I was doing this album to like grow, because that dude Spaceman Zach, he tried that too. He jumped jumped genres, and he was saying that when he switched genres, he learned just how hard some of that music is to write. Like he said he sat in the studio for 4 hours, and normally he can make a song in an hour, but it took him 4 hours.
What kind of pop punk do you like? Like not like rap, but like what kind of pop punk? I fuck with pop punk.
I could not tell you.
Can you tell?
I haven't listened to pop punk since I was a kid.
What's some like pop punk? Can you please explain?
I would say like, okay, dead ass like Good Charlotte.
Okay,
I would even
like
say
Good
like
Charlotte.
some ska shit too.
I like the old school. I haven't listened to new pop punk. I couldn't tell you any new.
I mean,
pop
like
punk
Blink
artists.
182, Sum 41.
One of my songs. One of my songs is a Blink 182 song.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's a Blink 182 beat. I can't remember which one it is. It's either Take Me or Never Changing. One of those two is a Blink 182 beat.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, but I mean, and there's like I guess like newer shit too, like modern baseball would be considered like pop punk. I don't know.
The album cover too was kind of designed in mind of like old school like AC/DC and Green Day and like those kind of albums. That's why I did my cover art the way I did as well too. Was more like the rock albums.
What does Green Day consider? I like them.
They're like rock, aren't they?
Punk.
They're punk?
Yeah.
I thought so. I just always called them rock.
Classic punk rock. Yeah.
They're like
Have you listened to the Dookie album?
They're like the 90s, 2000 punk rock.
I've heard people argue that they're not, and they were like very serious about it. That's why I'm like, I do like Green Day.
Everybody considers it different. Like I feel like even like me making music, like people go on my like. Also, people have to be aware that you will get a lot of hate posting a lot of videos on TikTok, but a lot of people going on my DMs and like, this isn't emo or punk. I'm like, hey, that's your,
because like punk to me, like true punk is like Rancid, the Misfits, the Germs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Distillers. I would even go as deep as like the Transplants and shit like that. The Panics.
What was I about? Yeah, speaking of men, I was thinking, because I'm like, sometimes when my numbers are a little stale, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I realize that I can't just rely on quote unquote talent. I'm like, damn, you know what? And you got me thinking, I'm like, I fucking should probably be doing more TikTok videos.
It is
kind of where the attention's.
You don't even have to put money into it.
No,
I put money into it because I wanted to grow fast. I wanted to grow as fast as I possibly could to drop the album because I wanted enough people to be ready for it. When it drops, I wasn't dropping it for 5 people. Like I wanted enough people to really connect with the music to be able to say, hey, I want more than just 5 people to hear it because I really think this is something that is good and something that can really be relatable for a lot of people. So I wanted more people to hear it. So I pushed it heavy. I put a lot of money into it. I probably didn't need to because I see people blow up and make good videos and do really good stuff on there. So it's not, you don't have to put a lot of money. But yeah, they say TikTok drop 3 to 4 videos a day. And that sounds like ridiculous, but to drop 3 to 4 videos a day because it gives you more of a chance to pop up on that For You page for people to see.
Damn, that's a lot. Because I haven't heard actually that you're supposed to post like, I don't remember the word, but like 10 times. You got to do like 10 online presence at least a day.
Yeah.
Whether it's Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. That's a lot.
And that's why, like, I know people get annoyed. Like, I go on my Instagram and I got like 15 stories in a row about similar stuff, but it's all just promoting the stuff, because more people see it. The more you post, the more it gets pushed out to more people. And so like I said, you don't even have to put money into it. I put money into it because I wanted to, but you don't have to do that. You can just work.
You know what works? Have you ever tried this Instagram boosts?
Yeah, I've done that. Facebook I did that a couple of times. Yeah,
those really worked. I've seen people. That's how I've met people before, and I've seen a lot of people.
Yeah, I had some people connect. I didn't boost it, but I did a reel the other day and it did almost 800 views, and I didn't push it at all. Like I just dropped it, and I guess because it caught the little algorithm on Instagram, it reached out to people and people were commenting like, hey bro, you're up next. This hoe's fire. Like, and there's people I don't know. And I went and texted them like, hey bro, thank you so much. Like, I don't even know you. You connected with my stuff. Like, I really appreciate that. Like, if you want to hear more, let me know. I can send you some stuff. You know what I mean? So it is cool. You get to connect with a lot of people just working, just pushing your music like a job. And that's what I feel like it has to be. Your music has to be a second job. You have to really know that if you want to push it as much as you want to, you have to treat it like a job. I feel like.
How many fucking motherfucker? How many hours would you say like actual studio time did it take to record this album?
Studio time, I think I paid for like 10 or 11 hours. Technically,
was that like different times?
Yeah, all different times. Some songs, I literally went and recorded a song. Witz got mad at me one time. I went and recorded a song and I had one phrase to put on the song to add on to it. Like I didn't have anything else. When they recorded one thing and it took me like 35 minutes to get the one thing down perfect the way I wanted it.
Really?
I'm very critical of myself though. I think that's why it takes so long. I don't accept the first take, second take, third take. I'm going until I think it sounds immaculate. Like I'm going to keep going until I think it's perfect. And also like, yeah. But anyways, yeah.
I got friends like that, and it's just like from an outsider, it's almost kind of annoying.
Yeah, he gets annoyed. I tell him all the time, I'm so sorry. I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry. It's taking me 30 minutes to put 3 words on this fucking song.
Does he kind of help you? Like, you know what I mean? Does he like, hey man, this is good. Let's just move on.
Yeah, he does. He kind of keeps me in check because sometimes I go too overboard. He's like, bro, you cannot get that any better than it sounds. You're gonna have to move on to the next part. And I'm like, all right, I can do that.
Fuck. So how did you said you went about getting the cover art too? Like,
yes.
How did you do that?
So I went on Instagram, searched cover art, like groups on there, like different pages, went through, messaged probably 25 of them, got prices and picked the most expensive one for not because it was the most expensive, but I picked the most expensive one because they came to me and like talked to me, broke it down, told me everything they would work on with it, told me they would push it. They helped me understand like, hey, let's get the best cover art to make the song actually, like your album come together the correct way so it all fits together. So that's why I ended up picking them. It took, I think I talked to them for like 3 or 4 days before I finally decided to do it. And it cost me, I think, $300.
Oh, this is them right there? Cover art matters?
Yes.
So
they've done, well, see, this is an agency. So there's probably, I think, like 20 or 30 artists that work with this agency.
Oh, okay.
So you hit them up and then they fit you with the best artists for what you're trying to get.
So they were pretty helpful and all that.
Yeah, and they've worked with some pretty big artists. If you go look at some of those, like some of those are for some pretty big artists that have gotten cover art from some of their artists.
Just the cover arts look like they're big artists.
Yeah. I think, is that Young Boy? No, that's not Youngboy. They've done one for Youngboy though. I know that too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole. I don't know if that was. Mm-hmm. So what's been like what was one of the more like difficult processes, would you say, of all of this?
Writing the songs.
The actual fucking like lyrics and shit?
Yeah, because like I said, I wanted it to really speak to people in a different way. Like I just really focused on.
What'd you laugh at?
No, I just liked the sweater.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But so so when you did you like record that album first before you did everything else you've just told us?
No, not necessarily. It was like all in between. So okay. I would go record a song and I'd find something else that I needed to get done for the album. The feature, thing that took the longest was writing the lyrics, but the feature was the most nerve-wracking part for me of the whole thing because I had to give him $700, right? But there was no receipt, there's no paperwork. So I just had to trust that I'm sending this man $700 and I'm getting the verse back. And it took, I think, a week to get the verse back. And I had to tell myself every day, don't text this man. Do not text this man about the damn, do not text him. I was so nerve-wracking to send it off. But once I got it back, it was really it was like a relief. Oh my God, my money was spent right.
Nice. Was talking to him, were you directly talking to him?
Yeah, that's the cool part to me too, is a lot of people, when I looked into features, before I ever paid for the feature, I researched what is the point of getting a feature? And everything said that when you get a feature, where a lot of artists go wrong is you pay for this feature and you're like, oh, I got a big artist, I'm about to blow up. But that's not how it works, because you could send this feature off, they're not going to post it. They're not going to tell their people about it. They're not going to do anything. You just gave them X amount of money to get a feature back that you're just going to drop, and it probably could flop. You might have spent $3,000 and it's going to flop because you didn't actually talk to them and figure out what all you were getting when you paid them for this feature. So when I did my feature, I talked to his manager. I talked to him. I went back and forth with him, and even when I sent the song off, he'd send it back to me and say, hey, is this good? Do you want me to do something else? Do you like it? You know what I mean? So it was really cool. I think that this was probably the reason I chose him is I have a friend that actually lives with him. He came down here and he was here and he made music with me and Wits for a little bit, but he actually knows him personally.
Oh, okay.
So I knew that he wasn't gonna, I knew he wasn't.
You knew where he lived.
Well, I didn't know where he lived. I don't know where he lives, but no, I knew that he would talk to me and actually do it, but I didn't know to the extent. And when he started talking to me and breaking things down for me, he told me to keep going, told me he was going to post it on his story, which he did 7 times. He posted on the story about the song.
That's cool. Every
time I would tag him, he'd go and comment. You can go look at some of my posts even. He's commented on some of the posts that tagged him in it. He engaged with me. It wasn't just I paid $700, put a feature down and said, all right, there we go. I spent $700. I got a cool feature. And he actually helped me boost it a little bit. I think that's part of the reason it's gotten so many plays like it did. So,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's not a bunch. I've got 400 streams, which to me is a lot. I've never had that many streams on Spotify in my life, and I'm grateful for it. And I tell everybody all the time, thank you. Most people might say, oh, you only have 400 streams, but to me, my fans got me 400 streams. That's fucking dope. But yeah.
That's how I feel about every view.
Every time I get a view, a comment, I'm always excited. I'm like, oh man, somebody else liked my music. That's really cool.
I feel that, because that's how I feel. I get all giddy and stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, somebody likes this shit. It's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. I fanned out a little bit when he told me he liked my music and he really liked my song. I was like, oh shit, this man likes my music. He's verified. But
that would make me nervous.
It did. I was like, oh shit, I gotta start really. I really had to focus. I had to that's also what made me want to professionally do everything, is when he told me I was doing good and going in the right direction to keep going.
Okay.
I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going to make sure everything's done right. His song is copyrighted because he told me I was doing good. He told me I needed.
How do you copyright a song?
You have to go through a publishing company and you go publish. And then once you publish, then they basically, you don't do anything. What they do is anytime the same beat is released, if someone tries to make a song with the same beat, they use your lyrics, anything like that, it pings it and you get paid for it. So that's how a lot of big artists too, when they get features, they still usually get paid just because their lyrics are there. They have copyrights and stuff on their name and stuff like that you can get.
So it seems like it's kind of an easy process, but not really.
It's easy. You just have to do your research. It's you don't want to dive into something and just go do it because someone told you, hey, you should do this.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really, you have to do it for yourself. You have to go look for yourself. Is this the best thing for me? Should I do that? do I want to spend time working on, because I think it took me a couple days to get all the BMI stuff done, to get my publishing done, to be able to get it all correct. But I spent that time because I really wanted it done. Like I wanted it. I looked into it. It was something that was good. You get paid more. It's like, because a lot of artists don't get all of their money. But if you dive into all these routes that you can get all your money, and you go submit your name and submit your song and do this and do that, you can get paid more just because you took all the routes to make it a professional song. Like you got everything.
Do you fully 100% own it?
Yeah, the song with me and him, not the whole album, but the song with me and him, I own that song 100%. Lyrics and all, I own it all.
Oh, that's cool.
I submitted the lyrics and all of that, so.
Hey.
And I even I do my distributing through United Masters, so I even was able to submit to like some movie opportunities and Apple Baseline. I haven't got approved or anything yet, but I was able to submit to all of that as well, that I never had done before. I never had looked into any of that. I always thought it was stupid to try to do stuff like that, but like now I'm learning that whether you get denied or not, they hear it. Whether they deny you or not, they heard your song and now they know who you are. And you have an opportunity to do it again. Hey, let me get a little better. They told me it wasn't good for this reason.
It's almost like putting a blue check mark on your music.
Yeah.
It makes you fucking like legit.
Yeah.
Damn. Y'all hear that out there, all you aspiring young men and women? Go, man. Go the extra mile, man. Because it just sounds so much better even when you're just talking about it right here between you.
It is. It's exciting. Like it was hard. The whole process of doing it was nerve-wracking. I got a lot of stress from it. But once it was out and it was done, I was like, man, I'm proud of what I just put out. Like I'm proud that I was able to take all this time and dive into it the way that I did to make it something that I'm proud of. And to make it something I think that the people that listen to it will really say, man, like T Stackz really did a whole lot better on this shit than he's ever done, which I've heard from so many people. Like, bro, I fuck with this album more than I fucked with any of your music ever. So it's been really cool.
I'm going to have to take a piss real quick.
Okay.
So if you want to continue talking, I drink that water too fast. Hold on. Give me a second.
What I was going to ask was, so like, how big do you want to take this music thing?
Well,
like if the world was yours.
Honestly, I would like to be, I've always said, I don't care about being famous. I don't care about being rich necessarily from my music, but I would like to reach as many people as I can with my music and connect with as many people as I can, because I think that would just be so cool. Like to just meet all these different people from all around the world, to learn that my music is speaking to them and helping them. Which I've had a couple of people tell me, like, bro, your music really helped me today. Like I was having a hard time and it really helped me. And so that's my goal. Like I don't care about being famous. I don't care about being rich. I just care about my music being heard by as many people as I can get it to be heard by.
So like, are you wanting to kind of be more of like an independent artist? So just kind of like more like underground forever? Or like, because it's like almost like, it's like one of those, it's like if you don't want to be famous, then I guess you're underground, right?
Well, I wouldn't say I don't want to be famous, but that's not like my goal. Like I'm not like making music and I'm like, oh, one day I hope I have 300 million followers. Like it's just more like, because I feel like that's a rich, like a lot of music artists want to be rich from their music. They want to just be, that's what they care about. They want to make all this money, but I care about the people that I'm speaking to on music. So if I become famous, I'm not going to hate it. Like obviously that's kind of cool to be known by everybody, but like, that's not my goal, I guess. It's not my goal to be famous. If I become famous, if it gets that big, if my pushing of the music grows that much, I would love it. I'd be happy, really happy. But yeah, I think my goal is just to connect to people, to show them that my music isn't just music to make me money. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I understand that. And I also understand like the other side of that, because it's almost like, I feel like that almost is, you know, like everybody's dream is to like maximize what you love. And if you can make a living off of that, then that is the dream. You know? So I see both sides, but then I also see that other route you can burn out because, you know, you lose passion for shit. So I also understand that. That's true. So it's like, do you give yourself like a time limit on goals, or like, are you kind of like, by this time next year, this is what I'm going to have done? Or like, how do you put yourself in action? So it's like, if you've done all this research and if you have put all this work into it, how do you make that progress? Like, do you give yourself timelines? Because I'm a big goal setter, you know, and Roy's a goal setter too, you know?
I think that I was like, there's some stuff that happened over the last 2 weeks that is changing how I'm looking at my music, and kind of more so why I'm like, I'm really just pushing it to try to see how many people I can get to, because I kind of reached a point in my life where some other things are more important right now. But yes, back before I even hopped out the show scene, I told myself, I set my goals. I told myself that I wanted to get shows by last year. And I got shows by last year. I had like 6 or 7, I think like 6 shows that I did last year. So I used to set goals heavy. And even with this album, I've had goals set. I have my albums, or not the album, all the videos that I wanted done. I had a plan, but now I'm going to kind of have to switch it up a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I did have a time. Every day I set aside about an hour or 2 hours every day that I work on posting on TikTok, going live and connecting with the fans, asking people, hey, what can I do differently to help to make y'all like it more? And so, yeah, so I was setting aside time, and I still am like 30 minutes a day now, but I kind of have a lot of shit that I'm having to do right now. But yeah, I still try to set aside every day some time to work on connecting with more people, try to progress a little bit more, try to find more things out that I can, put my music into to grow more. Learning how to submit to more and more playlists. So I do every day. I try to set aside at least a certain amount of time that I work on music only. But goals wise, I don't think right now, my goal was by the end of the year to hit 10,000 streams on Spotify. So that's my main goal right now, that I wanted to by December to hit 10,000 streams on Spotify. But other than that, I don't have any other goals set right now because I think I'm still early.
Gotta have them goals.
Yeah, I'm really early, I think, right now. Because even when I'm talking to I'm trying to get managers and get more shows, and they're even telling me, bro, don't focus on that right now. You're too small to care about getting managers or getting all these different shows. They said that, like, a lot of people I've talked to that are bigger, they said what you need to focus on is content. That you can't go anywhere or progress without the content being where it needs to be at. So that's kind of, I think my goal right now, if I had to set a goal besides the 10,000, is I need to get my content to where it needs to be. Way more professional, way more like learning how to connect with people in a better way to where they engage more. That's kind of my goals right now, is just trying to do that.
So like, do you think like you're kind of leaning more towards, kind of like the interactive online route versus more like connecting like with your community? Because I feel like that's also part of it, like,
I do want to connect with my community. I've seen that a lot
here. Like, I know the Culture Lounge for like a minute was like a little bit, it was a wild place,
Yeah.
But that was the place to like network, or even like the 806 versus everybody, or like the First Friday, or the block party.
I don't know what that is.
Well, no, but those events were like big places to network with people, you know, and that kind of, it grew like local followings as well as like, with people pushing it in that sense too, getting attraction also. So do you think that you'll ever get more involved locally again, or did the Culture Lounge stuff just kind of deter you?
Well, no, it deterred me from...
Not them.
Yeah, it just deterred me from that genre.
Yeah.
I haven't found my niche of artists yet, or like people like you said, I got to connect with those people. Like, the only person I know right now that's in my like area of artists, I guess, is Wits and then Alpha Savage. There's some other artists that are in my genre that just don't like me because of like there's one dude specifically, I won't name names, but anyways, he doesn't like me because I got shows last year. And he thinks that it's awful. He's an emo artist too, and he's mad at me because I got shows last year that I paid for. I didn't even like, it's not like
I'm gonna block this.
Huh?
I just want to throw a name out there. I just wanted to throw a name. I'm gonna block it out. So.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. Yeah, they don't like me. And what's crazy is he hit me up last week for a feature, and then Alpha told me about him talking shit about me. And so then I was like,
he's the only one I know that's in that.
That's the only 2 people I know. Like, I don't know a whole lot of emo artists. I would love to connect with local people here and be able to grow in the emo side. But I feel like Lubbock, from my experience, I haven't found a good group of people that I can connect with and grow locally with yet. But I've been trying. I've been hitting up every place I could think of to try to go do an emo show. Like, the emo tour is coming to Lubbock, and I know a couple of the artists on it. And I even tried. I think it's a Jake's Back Room.
What is it?
I think it's called Emo Tour Night. I like hit them up on my Instagram, but it's like I guess it's just a big emo night. They have a lot of artists that are coming down to perform. I think they have some other activities going on there too. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't look real into it.
I thought the emo rave wasn't it last week, or what is?
It might have already happened. I can't remember when. Like I said, I'm so out of the loop lately that I just know that I hit them up and try to get a spot on it. Like, I try to go perform, and I didn't never hear anything back from that either. But yeah, I've been trying to grow locally. I would love to grow locally. I moved to the internet because I found it as a better place to be able to find more people that were like artists or like minded as what I was trying to do. He doesn't like me either.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say I think he's doing something for his 21st birthday.
How do you spell it?
It's not. That's not his new name. I don't think his.
I just got added to a new playlist while we're sitting right here. By the way, I just got added to an indie playlist.
Congrats! Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say him,
This
but
one?
we can't see it on the screen. Sorry, it's froze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I fucked with him, but I don't. For whatever reason, one day he just said he didn't like me anymore. I don't know what happened. He just didn't like me.
Well,
so I've learned that I can't please everybody either. Like there's a lot of hate from what I was doing before too. A lot of people hated on me. Like I was not a very nice person when I was doing that shit either.
ooh,
Yeah.
I get you.
So that's kind of why I took a step back. I just didn't like what was going on mentally with me. I didn't like how I was treating people. I didn't like how things were going. But yeah, I would love to get back locally and connect with a lot more people. And I'm working on it. I go on the internet and hit up a lot of local artists.
I think you should check out Studio 4.
I will. Yeah, I'll check that out.
That's more of like you just doing your thing.
My girl would probably go with me too. We've been trying to go check out the Art Friday. What is it? Friday?
First Friday.
For Friday, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's nice to take your girl out for a little date, hang out. It's going to be nice weather now, so it's a lot better.
Shit.
Roy, I don't know how, but I think I darkened your screen.
Question. My girlfriend has asked me how much longer because she said that she needed to go home.
Do you want to? It's up to you. If you want to end it right now,
let me tell her 15 minutes.
Okay, because we've gotten good.
Yeah, I think we've hit an hour.
We've gotten almost an hour.
Yeah, it was about an hour. That's why she told me. She said it's been an hour. Can you give me a time limit?
Yeah, as long as we can get about an hour is what I usually want.
So, but anyway, yeah. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say he's kind of like in a.
Oh yeah.
I fuck with his music. I don't know why he doesn't like me. I don't know, and I'm not gonna dive into it because it's no point. But like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I would love to connect with everybody I can connect with. I'm not.
If we can get one person to connect with you from this, then we did our job.
Yeah, that would be badass.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be badass.
So yeah, hopefully, I think everybody's gonna be starting doing their thing. And so your girlfriend's here with you right now?
No, she's at her sister's house.
Oh, okay. I thought she was
down
in the car. I was gonna say you should have told her.
No, yeah, I told her because I told her I didn't know how long it was gonna be. I didn't know. She's like, well, probably an hour. And I was like, yeah, probably an hour. And so that's why I think she texted me. She's like, it's been an hour.
Okay, so if we've been in an hour, then I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For anybody out there, do you have any words for anybody out there struggling, whether it's with depression, anxiety, addiction? What are some words you can give them? One
thing I would say is don't ever hold it back. Don't ever be afraid to share with somebody how you're feeling, because at the end of the day, keeping it inside and trying to deal with that on your own is really hard. Like, I don't care how strong of a person you are, it's really hard to deal with that stuff on your own. I think it's always good to express that to somebody that you trust and to let them know that, hey, I'm having a hard time. And also, it's okay to feel that way. Like, I think people need to know that it's okay to feel sad and it's okay to not be okay. So that's what I would say.
Hell yeah, man. Well, if your fans are listening, please subscribe to the Snake Pit, you guys.
Yes, subscribe to the Snake Pit for sure.
They can stream you on everywhere.
Yes, sir. I think. Well, I'm on Pandora. I found that out 2 or 3 days ago. That I have a station on Pandora. Not a station, but like my music's on there. I'm on Amazon. I'm on Apple. I'm on Spotify. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, pretty much everything. Yeah, dude. I'm not just saying this. This is like one of the few podcasts where I've like I call it the flow state, where it's just we just locked in. Yeah, I really felt like a good conversation. It was great. And one last thing that I wanted to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I have a video dropping on Wednesday for one of the songs for the album called "Hear Me Out." It's going to come out Wednesday. I don't know what time yet, but it'll come out Wednesday, and that's going to be edited and everything by Which Is It as well. So y'all go fuck with Which Is It, because he knows what he's doing. The 16th? Yes. Well, this will be out after, but so y'all still go. Yeah. Well, either way, yeah. Yeah. Y'all go stream it. Yeah, for sure, man. Where can they follow you anywhere else? On TikTok? TikTok. TikTok is T Stackz 444. And then everything else is T Stackz 444. Sweet, man. Jen, you got anything else to say? Follow me at Texas Chainsaw Alchemist and check out Lords of Film. We're probably going to start shooting them soon here, about a week or two. Yeah, probably next weekend. Yeah. Everything else, Snake Pit Pod on everything else, guys. I'm also on TikTok. I need to post some more, but hey, man, thank you for being here. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Whenever you want to do it again, we can get her done. Absolutely. Thank you. All right, guys. We'll see ya.